Please welcome back to Los Angeles, back to KCRW, Natalia Lafourcade. I think you guys like her, right? I think they like you. Please, por favor, have a seat.
I am saying I like them. I like you guys. Me gustan. Me caen bien. ¿Cómo están? Buenas noches, buenos días.
Yes,
Buena
it's
vida.
daytime, nighttime, somewhere. Buenas noches.
Sí, qué bonita mañana. Tan ecléctica. Estoy feliz de estar aquí. Muchas gracias por tenerme.
She says she's very happy to be here. She's very glad that we have welcomed her. So, bienvenida, welcome.
Muchas gracias. Gracias.
How are you, Nati? ¿Cómo estás?
Fine. Very excited, actually. Very, very, very excited to be here. It's been, I don't remember, maybe 3-4 years since I was here in LA. Then it feels like so many things happened.
Yeah, the last time we saw you was a beautiful night of music at the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah.
With Gustavo Dudamel. It was sold out.
Right?
I remember going up to you and go like, look, it says sold out on the marquee.
I couldn't believe it. Too, I was like, ¿qué? Wow. Okay, I gotta show my mother and all my friends. Yeah, I was doing a photo just in front of the board saying like sold out. I remember like jumping, and really my mother was very worried about me because there were like cars going. She was like, please stop it. I was just like, I am so excited. I was just like a girl, like a very little girl.
Well, it's pretty amazing. And then tomorrow you have a sold out show at the Greek tomorrow and Friday. So congratulations.
I mean, eso es gracias a la gente. That's thanks to all of you guys out there and here, wanting to come to the show. You know, it's a dream. I gotta say it because there's a moment when you might be there asking like, are they gonna be there when I'm back? You know, like taking this time off from the stage. For me, was at certain point was like really like scary. You know, I didn't know how long it was gonna be. Then the pandemic and everything that we know, like, so there was a moment I was like, it's been a while, you know. So actually, these two shows for us were like, I don't know in English how to say, but we say ancla. Mm-hmm. Those were
the anchors.
The shows that will settle like the middle point of this tour that we're doing. And I mean, I don't want to stop the tour this time, but it's just the beginning, you know, of this coming back moment for me. So it's very, very special. We were like, the Greek theater is huge. We did Hollywood Bowl first, but are we ready for this? So we were asking those questions. We didn't know how that was going to be. And I am just so happy and so grateful that people are going to be there.
I can honestly say, and even just for selfish reasons, we're all excited to see you back on stage.
Estamos enamorados. Es amor mutuo.
Yes, yes. So how is Mexico? You've been in Veracruz. You've been, taking a little time off. But how's Veracruz these days? How's life in Mexico?
Oh, life in Mexico is amazing. And Veracruz is, I don't know. O sea, ¿qué te digo? It's my paradise. It's my precious universe, you know. Like I don't know. I went to this amazing little town where I grew up. I was finally able to to go back home, you know, for me, that I really needed that. And it felt, at a certain point, it felt so far from my universe, you know. It was like, how do I cook something for myself? I know it sounds stupid, but for me, what do I want? How do I do with my time, with my free time at home? You know, for me, it was really like todo un reto for me.
Well, there was rumors that you were gonna give it up and no more performing and no more music.
No, that's impossible.
Good. I'm glad.
No, you know what's crazy? It actually was funny because there wasn't a day that I wasn't thinking about coming back to the stage or going back to the concerts. So that's why for me at a certain point it was hard. But there was a moment I was able to really enjoy my own time, you know, to build something different in my reality around. I was able to try dance classes. I was doing barro. I was painting. I was seeing friends. I was going to the beach. I was going to the nature, going for a walk, spending time with my husband, getting married.
Yes, congratulations. I didn't want to delve into the personal life, but congratulations. Felicidades.
You know, no, I got married. I don't know. I was just, having this wonderful trips just for myself, you know? And that was very, very important for me to go back to my own writing, my own music, my own universe, you know? I really needed that. So Veracruz was amazing.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Well, 7 years it took to record the new album, Toas Flores, which is beautiful. But 7 years to write the songs. Yeah. You know, Hasta la Raíz was an album that was just praised by everybody, and it got such critical acclaim. I'm surprised you didn't want to okay, let's follow up right away.
Yeah. You know, I was having something like that, what you're saying. I was like, okay, let's move on. Let's do another thing. And those other things for me were these great composers that I love from Mexico, from Latin America. And I wanted to try this music. Especially, I felt like I needed, and still, always, like I needed to keep learning and not getting stuck into one specific thing, you know? I felt like maybe if I try these composers, I'm gonna learn something new. And I just move on through that. And then another project and another project. I was doing Musas, then I was doing Un Canto por México, I was touring. And while I was doing all that, sometimes I was writing songs and also forgetting that I had them in my phone for a reason. And then one day I was just like, maybe there's some music in my...
Wow, give us an idea, like más o menos how many songs were written during this time?
I don't really know how many at the very, very end of that moment, because, you know, something really sad happened to me. Like, I lost one phone with music that I wrote, you know, like...
I love how everybody just went,
in the forest in Chile, you know. My sister told me, like, don't bring anything because... hay como duendes en el bosque, me decía. We all know that, ¿no? Que en el bosque, pues hay duendes. So she said, like, don't bring anything. And not even your phone. And I said, like, ay, si me roban el teléfono, que bueno, mejor. Porque
who needs it, right? Disconnect.
I don't need it. Me cansan las redes. No quiero nada. Pero I was just lying. Somebody took my phone in the forest, so I couldn't get it back from the duendes.
They took it.
They took it, and then I was just still touring and doing different things, and the music was going to those recordings, and I forgot. I wasn't, at that point, I wasn't looking or searching for the music to have an album with my music, you know. It was more like in another things, you know, in otra música, no? Until it was enough. and a friend of mine say, I kind of miss you, like what you have to say. And for me it was like, oh, you're right, it's been 7 years.
Who was that friend? We need to find that person and thank that person.
Yeah, I know. His name is Alonso Ruiz Palacios,
Okay.
and he's great director, uno de mis directores favoritos en México. Con él trabajé en esta película Güeros, y ha hecho otras increíbles películas también, y hemos trabajado juntos. We have worked together. And for me, having him saying, you're really taking too long to make the step, it made me realize how important it is not to be so afraid, you know, of doing it, because that's what I found about it. En un rincón de mi ser, yo tenía mucho temor de cómo rompo el hielo, ¿no? Contra un disco como Hasta la Raíz, ¿no? Como
fear in the corner of releasing something.
Yeah. So it was good because he made me realize that, and then I was able to say, okay, I'm gonna do it again. I don't know how, and it felt like a very, very empty space, like going from zero. So it was very like, oh, okay, but let's do it, you know. And then I was able to live the process again and to remember, and that's why I wanted to share the book with people, you know.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Pause.
Well, you got.
I got it. There's a book. There's a book that comes with the new album.
Yeah, that's great that you have it. I gave it to you.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Of course you gave it to me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful companion that has stories and pictures.
The story. I never shared something like this before, but I normally, the process of music that I go through, I just love, you know, taking photos with my Polaroid and writing things. So it's the music, the songs, English, Spanish, and
there's even a postcard in there.
Yeah.
Which is cute.
This is
so
a gift for you.
Thank you.
And there is this small interview that my friend sent to me, and she's the voice of the podcast that we also made. So I don't know, I just feel like it takes so long, and sometimes you just feel really alone in the process. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like I wanted to share how it is, because I know there's so many people following my music that go through very similar process. So I just wanted to share it.
Well, thank you for the book. Thank you for the album. Like we said, 7 years in the making, but Hasta la Raíz the lyrics were really kind of almost directed at people. And this new album is like your environment, your garden, you know, the flowers. How much did that change, and what caused that evolution to look into that inner garden that you call?
Well, I think it was a journey, just like that, you know. I remember making myself the compromise to go 3 times to Peru and to walk in the mountain in a very beautiful mountain that is called Ausangate. They call it Apus, ¿no? With the sacred, como los seres sagrados, ¿no? Las montañas, ¿no? And I made that compromise. I didn't know how beautiful that was going to be internally, like how those walks was going to be walking inside my own heart, my soul, my inner universe and garden and world. And that's why at the end I decided to go the album de Todas las Flores, because for me it was like going back to my own place, you know. And yeah, I didn't realize before how much I was giving to the world and to many places. Like from here to there, you know. But I was missing that other part that was me. So it was beautiful, and it is beautiful, and yeah, it ended up in the music.
Yeah, the album is definitely more introspective. It's your surroundings, but you're still making those metaphors, you know, talking about hummingbirds, all the flowers. You talk about some really deep subject matter, like even death, but you make it like you welcome it.
Yeah. I don't know if there's gonna be an album like this personal in my life. Maybe it will take me like 7 or 10
more years
or 20 years, because I realize how beautiful life is, right? Like through the years and the cycles in life. So I could perceive myself even as the flower, you know, like going through different moments, I don't know, brillando, siendo entera, ¿no? Plena, madura, pero al mismo tiempo también marchitando, muriendo, encorvándome, dejándome ir y volviendo a ser semilla para volver a nacer y para volver, ¿no? Just like that.
How many people here don't speak Spanish at all? But you totally understood that, right? Because that's the power of your music. You don't need to understand the language. It just comes across so beautifully. And there's something about this record that it's a little more delicate. Mm-hmm. It's dare I say, prettier than the last albums. Mm-hmm. Was that intentional?
Not at the very, very beginning, because I think that the album was talking to me, you know? There were songs like the Pajarito Colibrí. I remember when I wrote that song, I was in the house of a friend, and I was taking some space for myself. I really turned off almost 1 month my phone. I was doing that exercise, just turning on the phone from 7 p.m. to 9 to write some messages and then off. And I was just trying to experience how that will make me feel, just to reconnect to myself, you know. And there was a day I was feeling really broken, como really sad, and this silence was weird for me and super, mucha distancia de mí. And I was in the room in the mornings, and I just felt like I didn't want to wake up, you know, and stand up from the bed. I was just lazy. Me encanta huevonear, ¿no? Pero
I like that word. That's one of my favorite words.
Yeah,
huevonear.
well,
be lazy.
I am
lay
very
around,
lazy,
do nothing.
you know. But so I just didn't want to do anything. I was just like, oh, I just want to be here forever. But then I realized, no, I'm supposed to do things, right? Life is there, I can do. And then my friend was there because we were supposed to do music and record things, but he was just there, waiting, and I felt bad. But then there was this little bird coming every morning, you know, knocking. And one day I was like, what is that noise? And when I opened the curtain, there was this hummingbird just there every morning, you know. And I just felt through this walk into the mountain, being aware of nature and Mama Earth, and being surrendered by this. And then this little bird, it felt just like he gave me the song, you know. And many of the songs in this album just came if you listen to the podcast, I wish it was English version as well, but there's many of the songs that just came like a message, you know. And I even thought about that at the very, very moment, you know. For me, it was just there's this song. But then when I went back to the songs on my phone, I was like, wow, there's this beautiful message through this song. So I found out that they're como mis guías, como unas maestras for me.
The guides. the masters, the teachers.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you were able to record it and put your voice and these words on paper, because the music is phenomenal and it was beautifully recorded at Sonic Ranch in Tornillo. I mean, the fact that you went all the way from Mexico to Texas to record this is also another thing. You know, go hang out with the pecan orchards. And has everybody heard of Sonic Ranch? It's an amazing studio in Tornillo, Texas, at the border. And basically in 12 days you recorded it, which is awesome. Yeah,
we wanted to, that's what I was saying. Like, I didn't know at the very, very beginning with the album, I wanted to have Adam Jodorowsky as producer. Then he was suggesting to have incredible musicians into the studio recording the songs. And then we wanted to do this on a tape machine, which for me was
analog. Shout out to Bob once again.
Yeah, so for me, that was also like a dream for me to be able to record the way, I don't know, Nina Simone did, Billie Holiday, those albums that Johnny Mitchell, like that I hear, and I am like this warm and super beautiful sound that, what is that? And then that one was like, it's on tape machine, that's tape machine, that Nina Simone is tape machine. And I was like, please, let's do it. So he was like, okay, but we're not gonna be like the Beatles that can buy more than 70 tapes. And that we only had like 10 or 12. So that meant one song for
you had to get it down.
Tape. And that we were gonna record all together in the room, and we decided not to put the click, or to do it more like in the living room, you know. Yeah. So that was really nice. That felt really good.
Well, we cannot wait to hear you perform. Please give it up for Natalia Lafourcade, everybody. You ready to play some music?